Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to be unpacking how generative AI is changing things up in sales.
Sounds good.
I'm joined by Nova, an expert in leveraging AI for revenue growth.
Excited to be here.
Yeah, so we'll be diving deep into a recent article called A Practical Guide to Use Generative AI in Sales to figure out what all the hype is about and how you can actually use this stuff. So this article, it highlights that businesses using generative AI, they're seeing a real return on their investment.
Yeah, it's
A
interesting.
whopping 74% are already benefiting from at least one use case, and data-driven B2B companies that are using this, they're 1.7 times more likely to increase their market share.
Yeah,
Pretty impressive, right?
absolutely. I mean, it really speaks to the tangible impact AI is having. I think while there might be some hesitation, especially in a field of human-centric as sales, the data clearly shows that the early adopters are reaping the rewards. And the key here is understanding that generative AI is designed to work alongside salespeople, enhancing their capabilities, not replacing them.
Right. Okay, so let's break down what generative AI in sales actually means.
Sure. So it's about utilizing AI models and specifically large language models, things like GPT, to process massive amounts of sales data.
Okay.
Think call transcripts, emails, even your CRM entries.
Hmm.
And then these models can then extract, valuable insights. They can generate compelling content and even anticipate future customer behavior.
So it's like having a superpowered assistant who's constantly learning and evolving. But what makes generative AI such a natural fit for sales specifically?
Well, sales generates a massive amount of data.
Right.
And generative AI, it thrives on data.
Right.
So the more data it has access to, the better it becomes at identifying patterns, making predictions, and offering, actionable insights.
Right.
Plus, personalization is paramount in sales. And generative AI allows you to create personalized experiences at scale, something that would be impossible to do, manually. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Now, let's get into the practical benefits. How can generative AI actually improve sales performance?
Sure. So imagine having personalized AI coaching, tailored to each individual rep's selling style.
Okay.
So AI can analyze their performance, pinpoint areas where they might be struggling, and then suggest specific resources or training to help them excel.
Okay.
It's like having, a dedicated coach available 24/7, providing customized feedback and support.
That sounds incredible, especially for like onboarding new reps or helping seasoned reps refine their skills. But are there any other tangible benefits beyond, just coaching?
Absolutely. So think about revenue opportunities that might be slipping through the cracks.
Okay.
By analyzing customer interactions, AI can identify unmet needs, inform product development, and even pinpoint high-value customers that you might have overlooked.
Okay.
It's like having a sixth sense for revenue generation.
So AI isn't just about boosting existing sales. It's about uncovering completely new avenues for growth.
And let's not forget about the potential for increased productivity.
Absolutely. Generative AI can automate those time-consuming tasks that bog down your sales team.
Right.
So things like follow-ups, proposal creation, even generating reports.
Mm.
This frees up your salespeople to focus on building relationships and closing deals. And McKinsey, they estimate that implementing generative AI could increase sales productivity by 3% to 5% globally.
That's a significant boost, especially when you consider the competitive advantage it could provide. But what about the impact on customer satisfaction?
Well, personalization is key to a positive customer experience.
Right.
So generative AI can tailor every touch point in the customer journey, ensuring that they receive the right information and support at the right time. This creates a sense of being understood and valued, leading to, happier customers and increased loyalty.
So far, we've covered increased sales, higher productivity, and happier customers. It sounds almost too good to be true. Are there any downsides or challenges to consider?
Well, there are always, considerations when implementing new technology.
Right.
One crucial aspect is ensuring that your team feels comfortable with AI and understands its role.
Right.
Addressing any fears head on and emphasizing that AI is a tool to empower them, not replace them, is critical.
Right. It's about fostering a culture of collaboration between humans and AI. But what about the practicalities of implementation? Where should sales leaders even begin?
Well, it's essential to have a strategic approach and start with clear priorities.
Okay.
So focus on specific use cases that align with your overall sales goals and will deliver the most impact.
So don't try to do everything at once.
Exactly. Start small, prove the value, and then expand from there.
Okay, so let's delve into some specific use cases. What's a good starting point for sales teams looking to implement generative AI?
Well, one area where generative AI can make an immediate difference is in lead qualification and research automation. So instead of spending countless hours manually researching leads, imagine having AI analyze data from multiple sources to provide detailed lead profiles.
That sounds like a huge time saver. What would that look like in practice?
So think about your sales reps walking into every conversation already knowing exactly who they're dealing with and what their needs are. Generative AI can analyze data from social media, past interactions, your CRM to provide tailored approaches for each lead, predict potential objections, and even prioritize leads based on their likelihood to convert.
That's incredibly powerful. It sounds like generative AI could transform how sales teams operate at every level.
Yeah, it really has the potential to revolutionize the sales process as we know it.
This is fascinating stuff. I'm curious to explore more of these specific use cases and how they can translate into real-world results. But before we dive in, let's take a quick pause. We'll be right back to explore even more ways generative AI is changing the game for sales teams. Stick with us.
Welcome back.
I'm eager to hear more. We were just talking about how AI can revolutionize lead qualification and research. What other areas can it impact?
Well, think about how much time your sales team spends crafting personalized pitches and follow-up messages.
Mm-hmm.
Generative AI can streamline that entire process.
So no more generic presentations that fail to resonate with prospects.
Exactly. Instead of starting from scratch, your team can leverage AI to create compelling, customized pitches that directly address each prospect's pain points and goals. It's about maximizing the impact of every interaction.
That sounds incredibly efficient. But I'm curious, how does AI achieve that level of personalization?
So AI can analyze a wealth of data, including past interactions, purchase history, even social media activity, to gain a deep understanding of each prospect's needs and preferences. Then it can generate tailored pitches that speak directly to their unique situation, even suggesting specific use cases relevant to their industry.
It's like having a personal marketing assistant for every single prospect. What about after the pitch? Follow-ups are crucial, but often time-consuming.
AI can help there as well. It can analyze the content of calls and emails, identify key takeaways, and even suggest appropriate follow-up actions based on the context of the conversation.
So instead of relying on memory or sifting through notes, sales reps can have AI provide them with a clear roadmap for next steps.
Precisely. And that's not all. Think about all those hours spent analyzing sales calls, trying to extract key insights and identify areas for improvement. Generative AI can automate that entire process.
So it's like having an extra set of ears and a superpowered note taker all rolled into one.
Exactly. AI can transcribe calls in real time, highlight key moments, and even recommend next steps based on the conversation's context. This not only saves a tremendous amount of time, but also provides valuable learning opportunities for reps. They can see which strategies are working, identify areas where they can improve, and even receive real-time coaching based on the AI's analysis.
It sounds like AI can provide a level of insight and feedback that would be impossible to achieve manually. What about all the other sales, collateral proposals, contracts, presentations that takes up so much time?
Generative AI can handle that too. Instead of starting from scratch every time, your team can leverage AI to generate these documents on demand, customizing them to each client's needs. It can even create competitor battle cards and other resources to help your team stay ahead of the curve.
So we're talking about increased efficiency, consistency, and better quality content across the board.
Absolutely. And here's another area where AI can have a major impact: predictive upselling and cross-selling. By analyzing customer data and behavior, AI can suggest relevant offerings that meet their needs and even provide real-time guidance during negotiations based on historical data and market trends.
That's like having a secret weapon in every sales negotiation. But let's shift gears for a moment and talk about onboarding. It's such a crucial stage in the customer journey.
You're right. A smooth onboarding experience can make all the difference in customer satisfaction and retention. Generative AI can help ensure a seamless transition by creating personalized onboarding plans and custom knowledge bases for each customer.
So it's about anticipating their needs and providing the right information at the right time.
Exactly. And the same applies to onboarding new sales reps. AI can create customized training materials, simulate realistic customer interactions for role-playing exercises, and even provide personalized feedback to help new hires get up to speed quickly.
This all sounds incredibly promising, but I know some sales leaders might be feeling overwhelmed, wondering how to even begin implementing these tools.
It's understandable to feel that way. The key is to start by identifying specific use cases that align with your sales goals and have the potential for immediate impact.
Don't try to do everything at once. Focus on areas where AI can deliver the most value quickly.
Exactly. And remember, integration is key. You want to make sure your AI tools integrate seamlessly with your existing CRM system to leverage real-time customer data for maximum efficiency.
Are there any platforms or tools that you would recommend for sales teams looking to get started with generative AI?
There are a number of great options available. Meet Record, for example, is a revenue intelligence platform that combines generative AI with other powerful features to provide a comprehensive solution for sales teams. It integrates directly with your CRM, captures and analyzes all your sales data in one place, and uses AI to generate actionable insights and recommendations.
It sounds like Meet Record could be a valuable resource for sales leaders looking to explore the possibilities of generative AI.
It definitely is. But regardless of which platform you choose, the most important thing is to have a clear strategy in place, measure your results, and be willing to adapt as the technology evolves.
It's a rapidly changing landscape, and those who embrace the power of AI will undoubtedly have a competitive advantage. This has been incredibly insightful. But before we wrap up, I want to touch on the future of generative AI in sales. What trends are you seeing on the horizon?
Well, we're moving towards a future of hyper-personalization where AI can tailor every interaction to an individual's specific needs and preferences. We'll also see AI coaching become even more sophisticated, adapting to each rep's strengths and weaknesses in real time. And we can expect immersive technologies like augmented reality to play a larger role in sales experiences.
The future of sales sounds incredibly exciting.
Great.
But before we get too carried away, let's pause here and come back to summarize our key takeaways and discuss what actions sales leaders can take right now to start harnessing the power of generative AI. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, so we're back.
Yep.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from understanding what generative AI is, to exploring its potential to revolutionize sales.
Yeah, it's been a real deep dive, but I think it's clear that this technology isn't just hype. It's already having a real impact, and that impact's only going to grow.
Exactly. So for all the sales and revenue leaders out there listening, what's the key takeaway from our conversation?
I think the biggest takeaway is that, generative AI isn't a threat to salespeople, It's a tool.
Right.
It's a tool that can empower them to be more effective, more efficient, and ultimately more successful.
It's about working smarter, not harder, as they say.
Exactly. By automating those tedious tasks and providing actionable insights, AI frees up salespeople to focus on what they do best, building relationships, understanding customer needs, and closing deals.
And the ones who embrace this change early on are definitely going to have a leg up on the competition.
Absolutely. Early adoption is key. The longer you wait, the further behind you'll fall.
So what concrete steps can our listeners take right now to start integrating generative AI into their sales processes?
Well, first and foremost, start by identifying those areas where AI can have the most immediate impact.
Okay.
Is it lead qualification, personalized sales pitches, sales call analysis? Pick one or two areas and just start experimenting.
Don't try to boil the ocean, as we said.
Right, right. Focus your efforts and resources on those areas where you can see a clear return on investment.
Hmm.
Then, once you've proven the value in those areas, then you can start expanding to other parts of your sales process.
And don't forget about the importance of bringing your team along on this journey.
Oh, absolutely. Make sure your team understands how AI can benefit them in their roles. Address any fears or concerns head on and provide the training and support they need to feel comfortable using these new tools.
It's about creating that culture of collaboration between humans and AI.
Exactly. And remember, there are resources available to help you navigate this new landscape.
Right.
Platforms like Meet Record offer comprehensive solutions that can simplify the process of integrating generative AI into your sales workflows.
So explore those options, do your research, and don't be afraid to experiment.
The possibilities are truly limitless.
Well, Nova, this has been an incredibly insightful discussion. Thank you for sharing your expertise with us.
It's been my pleasure.
And to all our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of generative AI and its impact on sales. We hope you've gained some valuable insights and are feeling inspired to explore how this, transformative technology can empower your teams and drive revenue growth. Until next time, keep innovating and stay ahead of the curve.